My next build is trying to convert an old trampoline base into a mobile chicken coop or chicken tractor. We've got one that was a Joel Salatin inspired kind. I built it last year, worked out great. I could just rebuild it exactly, but we've got this old trampoline base we've held on to, thinking what are we going to use it for. And I guess my thought process behind this is I could use it for chickens right now, but later on when chickens aren't in it, we could put it off to the side. We could put some of our rabbits in this to give them a little bit more green space to get around, and we could move it around just like we do with the chickens, but have it for the rabbits. So it's maybe going to be multi-purpose. We could also put other animals in it. We have some issue right now with our laying hens. It going from the brooder where they're too big for the brooder, but when we put them out with the laying hens, they're too small and they get through all the tiny gaps and everything. So this may actually be what works out great for the laying hens down the road. So I'm going to build this right now for meat chickens, for a secondary meat chicken tractor. But I guess what I'm saying is we can use it for a lot of different things. So let me show you what I'm doing here. And yes, it's raining. I'm on my lunch break. This has got to get built soon. I got to get these chickens outside. The weather's turning nasty and they need out of the brooder. So like I said, we got an old trampoline base that the top got ripped. I don't think we have the top anymore, but I am going to look. I know I have the springs that would go in here, because if I still have the top, if we didn't throw that away, I could use the top with the springs as the roofing material. So I'm going to see. The old top may work, even if it's got a cut or two in it. But I've just got one of them in here. Just taking, this is not pressure treated. It's just some poplar. It's lightweight. That's the main thing I was looking for, was lightweight. So we don't add a whole lot of additional weight to this. I just drilled through, put a bolt through it, and stabilize that. Now there's still a gap, so there's still a gap underneath here. I'm going to put the chicken wire on the inside so that they're pushing in against this. I think it'll hold on there better if I do it from the inside. But my thought is I could take another strip of like a 1x material and fill in the bottom with a 1x. The reason why I didn't go lower, if you see, let me show you there, these curve, okay? Those curve, and I was having a really hard time getting the drill to line up right. So I went to where this vertical was straight up and down, instead of trying to do this here like I originally thought all the way on the ground. But I was on the curve and I just was not having any luck getting that bolt, getting everything started, getting it lined up on that curve. So if I've got to, and I'm sure I'll have to, I'm just going to add some a board to the outside if I feel like I need to make it a little bit more predator proof once the chicken wire's on. So I've got 5 more of these to put on. That'll stabilize the base. That should make the base really strong to whenever we move it, pieces of it aren't wanting to pull apart. And then from there, I'll turn my efforts on to getting chicken wire around it. I'm almost certain I'm going to have to buy some. I don't think I have any. I know I have some, but I don't think I have enough to do this whole job. But anyway, I'll bring you all along on this. So we'll see how it turns out. Kind of windy, but I wanted to give an update on our newest chicken tractor. We've got chicken wire all the way around it, and I'll show you how I did the top. We're still not completely done with it. I need to take like an old tarp and create at least a half wall to create a windbreak. Right now, with the temperatures dropping, and we're clear up here on top of the hill, you can see in the background we're up pretty high. we get a good bit of wind. And I'll show you the other one, our original chicken tractor. I'll show you it as well, because I got something on it we need to do. But this here is working out pretty well. There's 60 Cornish Crosses in here right now. I took the 4 foot, we got it from Tractor Supply, just the 4 foot tall, a chicken wire, 50 foot long. Put it all the way to the bottom, and then when it came up here, I folded it over. Because of it being a circle, I had to cut every few feet to be able to like fold these down. And then here, I just took the wire and just put a few on here. Now, it won't take much. Like when we go to haul them off, my thinking is we can just take a pair of cutters, cut these off or take those off. We can move, these springs come in and out pretty easy because they're not all the way around. And then we can just kind of remove the top, pretty simple, or at least part of the top to be able to gather them easier. I also added these boards along the bottom to help strengthen it, hold the whole frame hold the frame better together. And then that gave us another spot where we could wire the chicken wire down, trying to keep that wire as low to the ground as possible. This trampoline, we hadn't used it in a couple years because it had ripped. So we got a hole, or a rip going all the way through there. But that's how we're accessing to fill up the water and to put feed in. We put the feed, we dumped it all right there in one spot. I was telling the boys, when we throw it, we need to kind of scatter it around so they're not all clumped up in one spot. So I don't want to do that all the time like that. We also have to put our other trampoline, we have really big rocks on it so the wind doesn't take it. This one, we're removing it every single day. We grabbed some medium-sized rocks. They got some weight to them. We grabbed 4 of them and set them on the frame. That helps when the wind hits. It helps hold this trampoline down. I guess worst case scenario, the wind ever takes this, you know, hopefully the chickens don't run off. That's really not a concern when it comes to this one. I don't really worry about the wind taking this one. It's low profile. We've had this out here now for half a year and we've not had any issues with the wind. But I wanted to show you, we moved them forward one spot. That's where they were yesterday. We found the side pieces. I got to find a backing to put along here. This back has got to be solid so that they get a windbreak there. Pointing that way, our wind comes from this direction or this direction. Rarely does it come back at us that way. So their windbreak needs to be in the back side because almost all the wind comes from this direction. I hope that came across in the video. Right now I'm getting a bunch of wind, so hopefully the audio quality is not horrible. And the other thing, we didn't have one of the other, let me go over here. We didn't have one of the other, and I don't know that I say this right, Plason waters. We don't have another one of those right now. We're trying to figure out what best water system we can use. I don't think this is going to be how we do it all the time, but this is a temporary solution. We just got a little water reservoir down in here that we can fill up. I don't like that. It stays dirtier. So we're going to need to figure something out. But my thinking was that this board here is kind of protecting, or not protecting, you can still get through. But this board here that kind of blocks this rip in the trampoline, we could hang water from it. And that's how we would change our water out. But for right now, we're just going with that. We had to get them out of the barn. They were getting far too big. So we'll make adjustments to this one. And the next thing we're adding to this is I'm going to take an old tarp and I'm going to wrap it around the back half and secure it to the side. It's going to be hard to keep that on there without it catching a lot of wind. but that's going to be the plan. We need to give them a windbreak. If they have a windbreak, they'll be okay out here. But it is really windy, so we want to give them a little bit more protection. They'll be more comfortable and they'll stay warmer. We've only had the chickens in here for a day, but I think it's going to go pretty well. So far, they seem good. They handled the temperatures last night. It was down in the 30s last night. They all seem to be doing pretty well this morning. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and talk to y'all next time.